What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Economic Prepper here. If you're brand new to the channel, consider subscribing to the channel, and also tap the like button for me. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate the support. In today's video, I do not want you guys to panic. This is not a I don't want to spread any kind of panic. This is purely for awareness. Now, I've been telling you guys, you got to pay attention to the signs. You got to pay attention to the signs, and I know I'm not the only one who's thinking this, but there's some weird stuff going on. There's absolutely some weird stuff going on.
He said a fire like this can cause a logistical nightmare.
This is such an important time of year in California.
Taylor Farms is one of the largest produce producers in the world, supplying major retailers like Safeway and Walmart.
We've got 35,000 residents in the southeastern area of Salinas under a shelter-in-place order. Stay inside, close windows, bring your animals inside.
To have something like this happen in a transition period, just tragic.
You guys have seen my Walmart video showing the Walmarts being shut down. We've already heard from President Biden his warning regarding the food supply shortage issue that we are to be expecting. So he, coming from, the President of the United States warning us of food shortages. We've seen empty shelves in different parts of the country, different supermarkets and grocery stores with empty shelves. And I'm just saying, guys, pay attention to the signs, prepare for what is coming. And it seems like everything's getting blamed on Russia and the Ukraine situation. And I understand that we are a global economy. There's no arguing that whatsoever. I'm sorry, I'm still waking up. It's very early in the morning here. I'm going to go out later today. I'm going to hit up Home Depot and pick up some items. I'll probably take you guys along on that adventure. But anyway, guys, so food shortages, Walmart shutting down, and this is a very interesting one. I'm gonna share a quick clip with you guys. I want you guys to just listen to this, pay attention, and we'll talk about it.
A massive fire destroyed a produce processing facility in Salinas, and this prompted evacuations as well as a hazmat response. KTVU's Evan Sernofsky joins us now with more on the fire and the impact this may have on the supply of produce in stores. Evan?
Yeah, Alex, this fire broke out at a Taylor Farms salad processing facility in South Salinas, which supplies produce to retailers like Safeway and Walmart. Thankfully, there's no reports of any injuries, and experts are now waiting to see if this fire will have impacts on stores around the country. A column of fire exploded into the night air in Salinas late Wednesday, sending fire crews scrambling. The fire started shortly after 7 p.m., but by midnight, the flames mixed with ammonia and grew so intense, firefighters had to back off and let it burn.
We've got 35,000 residents in the southeastern area of Salinas under a shelter-in-place order, as well as Salinas Valley Memorial Hospital, and just stay inside for the time being.
No one was injured, and it's unclear how the fire started, but officials said people were welding inside the building when the fire erupted.
To have something like this happen in a transition period, just tragic. It's absolutely tragic.
Steve Del Maso owns Bay City's Produce in San Leandro. He said a fire like this can cause a logistical nightmare.
This is such an important time of year in California. All your major processors like Taylor are moving from Arizona, where they've been for 6 months, moving back to California.
Taylor Farms is one of the largest produce producers in the world, supplying major retailers like Safeway and Walmart. Del Maso said it could be a few weeks before retailers start seeing impacts in stores.
So, guys, I swear, I don't know. Is this a coincidence? I don't, when I was a kid, and even into my late adult years, I used to use the C word often. And the more I began to observe coincidences, the less I believe that coincidences were actually coincidences. And I just think it's really interesting how many fires there are going on that take place, and they're affecting different supply chain critical points in our supply chains, especially with regard to food. There's a plane flying overhead. I don't know if you guys can hear it. like a single engine plane. Anyway, I wish I had one of those. Sometimes you just need to get away in a moment's notice. Anyway, it just seems like there's a lot of these fires that are just starting, and this one appears to have started as a result of maintenance, or at least during a time where maintenance was supposed to be taking place. I just think it's really, really interesting, especially in light of, and these are not fires in random, I mean, these are fires in major, massive distribution centers at a time when our supply chain is literally crumbling in front of us. You know, I've never heard of so many fires taking place at critical distribution centers and critical points within our supply chain. I have to question that. It says here, during a news conference Thursday afternoon, Salim Klemic, Deputy Fire Chief with Salinas Department, announced all evacuation orders and shelter-in-place orders have been lifted. All hazardous materials on the property have been secured. But earlier in the day, it said that hazmat teams are assessing any potential threats related to ammonia, but the Salinas Fire Chief says that the threat appears to be minor at this time. Now, in case you're not familiar with Taylor Farms, and I wasn't familiar with it either, Taylor Farms was actually recognized by Walmart as the 2022 Food Supplier of the Year. It says here, Taylor Farms was recognized as Walmart's 2022 Supplier of the Year within the food category, announced at the 2022 Walmart Supplier Growth Forum. This recognition shines a light on Taylor Farms' role as a consistent top performer and supplier within Walmart's produce and deli sectors. Now, obviously, this is going to affect Walmart's food inventory, food supplies, our supply chain with regard to food, and Taylor Farms is apparently a key player and supplier to Walmart. So I'm just saying, guys, you know, we have to pay attention. We have to be aware of the signs. Does this sound unusual to you guys? Does this sound like a coincidence to you guys? I don't know. I'll read your comments and you guys will let me know. And let me know if you're seeing any other weird coincidences and circumstances happening in your area. I would love to hear from you guys. But let's go ahead and head on over to Home Depot. I want to pick up some supplies. I'm gonna get my morning walk in. I try to, you know, clear my head in the morning, so I'm gonna get my morning walk in, and then we'll head on over to Home Depot. So let's do that.